Okay, guys, welcome back. Today we are going to talk about. Uh, we are still on the basics of HTML. Like as we begin from the previous video, this is a continuation of the previous video. So please kindly go back to the previous video if this is your first time. Kindly go back to the previous video and go through. Make sure you understand every bit of it. Okay, and then come back to continue from here so that you will be able to understand everything we are doing. You can be able to follow properly. Okay. I will not rush in anything. I'm just taking my time to deliver so that you can understand fully. So this is the kickstart of of our basic HTML. Okay. So we are going on a journey to become good web developers. So this is a second video in the continuation of the previous video. Don't worry if you can't find it, you can check through the channel, or I will drop the link to the previous video in the description below. Please, please, please kindly like, comment, subscribe, and share so that others will also get to see it and learn and benefit from it. Thank you very much. So we are starting right away. Okay, so today we'll be discussing a few about elements, tags, uh, uh, some of the tags and how to use them. Okay, so just take your time as I also take my time and then explain things for you to understand. Okay, so today our first tag we're talking about or elements. Okay, okay. Let me quickly differentiate between them so that we will understand them between tags and elements. Okay, so when we say tag, this a tag. Okay, let's say I have p tag. Okay, so this is a p tag. That's a paragraph. Okay, that's a that's a paragraph. Okay, so we say a, the p element represents a paragraph. Okay, so this alone is a tag, a p tag, and then we call this the opening tag, and then this is a closing tag. Okay, so every tag has an opening and then a closing. Okay, so when we have something in between, okay, like this, we call all these elements p elements. So the paragraph element. Okay, this is a so they say the p element represents a paragraph. Yes. So it's a paragraph. Like when we type something, let's say example. Okay, when I start typing, type plenty. Let's say just put in words, and then I save it. When I go back to check the results, I will have something very long like this. Okay, but if I want to start a new paragraph, I just have to break it. Not break, okay, because I'm not using the break tag. Okay, so if I want to start a new paragraph, I just come down and then start a new paragraph again. So that's the p tag and then start a new paragraph. Okay, so as discussed in the previous video, the break tag helps you in breaking the words so that you not have a very long words. Okay, but when you are starting a new paragraph, so when you are starting a new paragraph, let's say you see how long this is. When you check here, you see very that it's all in one paragraph. When we take off this, trust me, you have something very long. Okay, very, 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 very long. Very, very, very long. And then we don't want that. Okay. So that's why we put in the break tags. And the break tags breaks them. Okay. But we don't use the break tags to start new paragraphs. No. No. If you want to start a new paragraph, just use the p tag to start a new paragraph. Okay. Use the p tag to start a new paragraph. Okay. Now we'll be talking about the next thing we're talking about is okay, sorry, I was discussing about the differences. Okay. But by but I hope by this explanation you've gotten it. So let's say this is a tag, an opening tag and a closing tag. But when it has something in between, we call it an element. So this so it becomes the p element. Okay, it it the paragraph element. Okay, so now I hope your understanding is very clear. Your understanding is very, very clear. Okay, so now let's move on to our next one. We're talking about the div. So the div tag. More of oftentimes we always say the div element, because always the div has something in between. Always the div have something in between them, because the div basically is used to group other elements. Okay, and it's used to group other elements for designing purposes. Okay, so let's see. Uh, so in case maybe you like to let me group this. Okay, layout. Let me do it again. Another div. Okay, then I put in another element here. Okay, I just want to separate this for us to just get it clearly. Okay, so don't worry, this just I comment this just to separate them for us to get what we are doing. Okay, so in case we get to the point of styling, okay, you want to style this and then this differently. Okay, the div elements helps us in styling them. Okay, so we say the div are divisions. Okay, the divs are divisions. They divide every content from the other. Okay, so so we can have lot of divs. We can have lot of div elements. So it helps us to apply styles, to let's say to apply scripts to them. Okay, so let's say by default it creates a block of elements, like a block of contents that spans the entire width of the container. You get that? Okay, don't worry. Okay, don't worry. When we get there, you understand. Okay, you understand. So so let's say unlike the header tag, the article tag, the footer tag, the div itself does not convey any specific meaning about the content it contains. It's purely for structure purposes. purely for structure purposes. Okay, so structure and the layout, structure or layout. Okay, okay. So we'll get there, and then I promise you, you really understand what we are doing. So just get this. Okay, just follow step by step. Okay, you understand everything we are doing, so that when a time for application comes, you know what you are doing. Okay, you know what you are doing. Okay, so now we'll talk about a little uh tax tax again. Okay, I want us to talk about the italics and then the underline. Okay, so let's say I want to underline this. Okay, so the underline we use the U tag. So this is the header. Okay, I'll use let me write it's a paragraph, right? HTML basics. Okay, so all the tags and the elements I'm showing you, they are the core. Okay, something that you need to understand. Okay, before okay, something you need to understand to begin what you are doing. Okay, to begin, the rest can come later. Okay, when you need them most, but for now, what to keep you kickstart and keep going. Okay, so let's say I want to underline. Let me save this. Let's say I want to underline this big header, this big thing. Okay, this big header, HTML basics. So I use the U tag. It's just simple. The U tag. Sorry. Oops. The U tag. I simply bring this in between the tag to become the U element. And then these are hosted elements. So an element and each one element having a U element in it. So let's say each one tags in between it has U tags, which is holding the heading in it. Okay, so basically this is an H1 tag hosting and U tag. Okay, hope you understand. I hope you are getting it. If you don't understand anything, kindly comment. Okay, kindly comment. Now help you clarify that and understand it and then get going. Okay, so let's go and see what we have. Boom, right there. We have underlined our header. We have underlined our header. HTML basics. We have underlined our header. Okay, that's great. So let's say we want to use italics. Okay, to make some of our texts then okay to make it let's say emphasize on them. Though we can use the word emphasize too, we have a tag called emphasize when you are trying to emphasize on a particular word. Okay, okay, so let's say I want to emphasize on the word, this one, the first paragraph, good boy. I just use the emphasize. That's for emphasize. That's for emphasize. Okay, so when we check out the results we have, so it tells you we are emphasizing on this particular good boy. Emphasize. Hope you are getting it. Hope you are understanding it. Okay. See, do not be afraid. This is just little by little you get there. Okay, little by little you understand what we are doing. Don't be scared. Okay, don't be scared. Just little by little you understand what we are doing. So emphasize, or let's say want to use, sorry, the I tag. So the I tag also helps you to italics. Helps you to italics. Okay. So you save it. Okay. Okay, so the I tag, this is the I tag, it helps you to italic. Okay. So sorry, 1 minute. Okay, so you see, we use emphasize for this, and we use the italics. And then when you check, it's like the italics has changed the font a bit. Okay, it has changed the font, but the emphasize just bend it, but it's still the same font. When we get into deep, you really understand what we are doing exactly. Okay, so just get this. These are just the basics of them. Okay, you get it very very soon, very very clearly. Okay, so 1 minute. Okay, so now let's get back to the code, and then we'll discuss next. Okay, so we'll be discussing about attributes. Okay, attributes. Let's say we give attribute to every tag. Okay, every tag can have an attribute. Okay, and then attributes helps in styling. Every tag can have can have an attribute. Okay, and the attributes helps in styling. So let's say, okay, we've seen a few HTML tags and their usage, like the heading tags. That's like uh, the heading tag, H1, H2, H3, H4, H5, H6. Okay, and the paragraph tag and other tags. Okay, we use them so far in their in the like we use them so far in their simplest form. Okay, their simplest form, but the attributes will help us to upgrade them. They have an attribute, and then the attribute is like adding something valuable to them. Okay, it's like making them look special. It's like decorating them. Okay, so that's one thing the attribute does to them. Okay, so let's say the attribute is used to define the characteristics of an HTML element. Okay, so let's say it's used to to let's say like to modify it, to make it look good, to make it look awesome. See, so the attribute is always placed in the openings. Okay, let's say here, example, let's say we have one attribute called align. Okay, so let's say, see, we have the opening tag and the closing tag. So always the attributes are always in the opening tag. Anything you want to do, let's say ID, we put them in the opening tag. There's nowhere else that we put them. If you don't put them in the opening tag, they will not have effects. You will not have effects. You will not see the value of them. Okay. So let's say example. Okay. we are going to use, let's say, align. Okay, let me start with align. We'll come back to the rest. We have we have style, ID, class, but we'll take it bit by bit. Okay, so let's say we want to talk about the align attributes. Okay, the align attributes. So I can align an attribute here. Sorry, I can give out an align and say, okay, I want this div to be at the right side of the screen. Okay, so I want it to be at the right side of the screen. Now, let's save it. Let's go and see what we've gotten. Boom. Okay, so you see, it has moved everything in that div. Okay, everything in that div. Everything in this div here, it has moved everything to the right side of the screen. It has moved everything to the right side of the screen. See, so you see how attributes works. Okay, attributes can help you do whatever you want to do with a particular tag. Okay, it helps you to do everything you want to do. Let's say now we want it to be at the center. Let's save it. Let's get to the center. Boom. We are the center. Okay, we are the center of it. Same thing. So same thing also, we can give it right. Sorry, I say right, left. Left, and still be left because everything is on the left already. So everything is on the left already. So you really not see the effects of it. But trust me, it works. Okay, it works. Okay, so now I want us to talk about the few main attributes we use. Okay, the few main attributes we use always in our day-to-day development. Okay, these attributes, you'll be using them often. Let's say, okay, let me just write here. Core attributes. Okay. Core attributes. Okay, so quick one. This is a comment. A comment. So comments don't show up in the screen. Okay, so let's say let me show you an example of it. Okay, so you see that the core attributes I've written is not found here. So you can't see it, even though I have written it here. You can't see it there. Okay, so let's say I want to comment this one out. Okay, so simply, this is, I just have to like this. 1, 2. Okay, it's working on itself. Okay, and then go 1, 2, and then this arrow sign here. Okay, so this is a less sign and then a greater than sign. Okay, so in this case, when we save it and go back to check, you see that the first one is off. So comment helps you. Sometimes there are there are certain codes you don't want to clean them, but you just want them to be off. Okay, and then comments also helps you, okay, in understanding your code very, very well. Using comments in your code helps a lot. Okay, so let's say if every single thing you do, okay, for you to be able to go and come back to understand what you've done, you just need to give it a comment, a heading comment. Okay, a heading comment. Maybe you've done something and then along the line you need to pause and then go check something quickly and come back. You need to put a comment at the top and then show you exactly what that code does. Or when you're working in a team, okay, you need to be commenting your code so that the rest of the team will know exactly what you are doing. Okay, that was a quick one. Now let's come back to our main attributes. Okay, so the main attributes we have ID. We have ID. We have sorry. We have ID. We have class. Oh, we have style, and then we have title. We have ID, class, title. Let me comment these. I'll be taking them one by one so that we can be able to understand them fully and then how to use them. Okay. So, okay. So let's say we are first taking the first ID. Okay, the first ID. Let me write. Okay. So first talk about ID. So the ID attributes of the HTML tag, okay, is used to identify the elements within the HTML page. Okay. Okay. So reasons why we use IDs attributes. Okay. So that we can uniquely identify the kind of tag we are working on. Okay. And then also to be able to help us style them. Okay. So that we able to style them. Okay. So for us that we able to like identify. Sometimes, okay, see, we have tags. We have plain tags here. We have tag paragraph 1, paragraph 2. Now we want to use ID on them so that we can go to identify them. Okay, so we can just go some of the tabs. So let's say P1 ID P2. Okay, so this ID helps us to identify that when styling, okay, that P1 helps us to identify that, okay, I want to style the first ID. Okay, I want to style the first ID. And then the P2 helps us to identify that, okay, I want to style the second ID. So no word, the second paragraph. That's where we use the P tag in them. Okay, so sometimes we use the title tags. The title attributes. Okay, so sometimes the type. Sorry, hold on a minute. Hold on a bit. Let me copy this class too. Okay, so close it, and ID. Sorry, I want to end it for end ID comment. Okay, so title, and copy same, then remove. So okay, so the title tag attributes give give suggested title for the element. Okay, so the syntax with the title attributes is similar as the ID. Okay, there are no really differences in them. Okay, okay. So let's say hold on for me a bit. So let's say example. Okay, I want to give a title. Say is a nice paragraph. Okay, so this how this how the title works. Okay, this is how the title works. What's wrong? It's freezing. Sorry, guys. Checking out a little freezing on my side. I don't know what's happening. Seems my network is lagging. Okay, sorry, guys. Okay, we can settle now. Okay, let's come back. Okay, so this is the ID, and then this is the title. So the title tag, okay, sometimes helps us to identify the kind of paragraph it is. Okay, so let's say let me say okay, this is a nice paragraph one, A1. So this is a nice paragraph one. So when we save this, when we go and check our output, let's save this. Let's get to see what we have. Okay, so now this is the last one we did. That's for a title. Sorry. Now, when you check here, when you hover over this, okay, it brings out the title of this paragraph out. Okay, when you hover around it, it brings out the title, and then we don't really use it often. Okay, but it's very good for you to know and understand. Okay, as we are learning, you get to know when to use it and then when not to use it. Okay, okay. So we are back now. Let's end title. Okay, now. Okay, so now we'll talk about the class. Okay, class. Oh, the class attribute. Okay, so let me copy this again. Okay, so now we have class. So okay, so let's say the class attributes is used to associate an element with style sheets. Okay, so let's say if I want to style this component, okay, and then I have a style sheet. Let's say watch here. Though we haven't gotten to that, but but for you to understand this, I need to implement it so that you get it well. Okay, so let's say style.css. So this is a style sheet. Okay, so now the class. Okay, so now we the style sheet, we give an element. Okay, this element, we want to design this element. Okay, so we give it a name, a class name. Okay, that we can be able to that can be able to found in the style sheet to be able to style this heading. Okay, so let's say example, we want to give it a name. Let's say paragraph 1. Paragraph 1. Sometimes it's good to name it according to what that specific element does. Okay, since this is a paragraph, so let's say if it is a paragraph in a service category, or let's say okay about us in paragraph, it's good to give it about paragraph for us to be able to identify where that style works. Okay, so let's say class paragraph 1. So now when I come into my CSS style, okay, this is where I just put it. Okay, so like this, and I start styling this particular heading. When we get to the styles, you really understand this side very, 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 very well. No, uh, 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 don't don't rush. Just take your time. Just follow step by step. You understand whatever we are learning. Okay, if you don't understand anything, kindly comment below, and I'll come back to you shortly. Don't worry. Okay, so now let's say we are we've end the class. Now we will do the last one of the core, that's style. And then class, you'll be using class every day as long as you are developing. It's a must. You'll be unlike the title that you might not be really using it, or the ID. Even the ID you will still be using it, but the class is something you'll be using it always as long as you are developing, because the class is what helps you to design your website. Okay, no matter what, every little thing you do, you'll be using the class. Every little thing you do, you'll be using the class. Okay, even when you don't want to use an external CSS sheet, okay, CSS sheet, and you want to use in, you still, and then you want to use it on in the same page, you still be needing class. Okay, So now let's talk about styles. Let's copy the same thing here. Come post paste it here, and then now we're talking about styles. Okay, we're talking about style. So so let's say sorry, the style attributes only helps you to specify uh, your CSS rules, okay, within the element. Okay, so let's say example. Okay, I want to make this my heading red. Okay, so I just use style here. Style. Sorry, color red. Now when we go and check, let me save it, and then let's go and check what we have. Boom, we have color red. See, we have red color. That's it. That's for the styling. Okay, so let's say this styling is good for inline. Okay, okay. So if you don't want to come and write your code, your style code here, okay, you don't want to style it from here. You want to style it here. It's acceptable. Okay, you can do whatever you want to do it here. Okay, you can style it, you can change every color you want, you can do the styling from here. Okay, this is color code RGB. When you go on, you understand it better. Okay, but you can just, for now, yellow, and then it works. When we go back to the code, check yellow. Okay, so now let's say this is the inline styling. Okay, so this style attribute is used for inline styling. Okay, now hold on a bit, 1 minute. So let's say we are trying to recap. Okay, to recap what we've learned today. Recap what we've learned today. We learned about the, let me put it here, the HR tag. For the underlining, we learned about the center tag to center our elements. We learn about the div. Okay, the div tag to help us. We learn about the div tag to help us arrange our layout carefully, make it very nice. Okay, we learn about the div, and now we learn about the core attributes. Okay, we learn about ID, when to use the ID, how to use the ID, the class, the style, and the title. Okay, so today we'll end it here and then continue the next episode. Let's say by Monday, I'm sure I'll release the next episode. Stay glued. So by Monday, the other tags you'll be learning. Okay, we'll be learning about how to manipulate the pages, like giving the weights, the heights, the background color, adding images to our pages, like formatting the pages, making them bold, a whole lot. whole lot. So next week we'll come back with a very solid video. And trust me, with that video, I'll put much effort and do more so that we can have lots of learnings to do. And I will make sure I give a lot of exercises. Okay, give a lot of exercise so that we can understand it, and then hopefully we'll start doing the designing from there. Okay, we'll start doing a little bit designing. We'll do the home page, the about page. Yeah, trust me, next week video I'll make sure I put much work, and so that we will know that all this that we are doing are becoming a reality unto us. Okay, so stay glued, make sure you learn. One advice I have to give is be consistent. Okay, consistency is the key. Make sure you go over and over and over and over again. Going over and over and over again doesn't waste your time, but it gives you more knowledge and more understanding. Okay, so that in case you are continuing, you can know exactly what you are doing. So for now, I will say thank you very much. Please make sure you like, you comment, you share, and subscribe. Okay, subscribe so that when I release the next video, you will be able to to get the alert and come back to the video and continue your studies. Stay glued. Catch you next time. Thank you. Bye.